Hi there, welcome. Welcome to my fall reading vlog, weekend in my life vlog, cozy mood reading vlog. I don't know, call it what you want, but we're here. I figured I would try my hand at just doing what I do on most weekends, but recording it and filming it this time and talking about books because that's something I enjoy. So I'm glad you're here. We're going to see what comes of it. And yeah, I'm wrapping up work. I just had lunch and it's Friday afternoon. It's Friday, September 29th, which apparently the Great British Baking Show comes back today. So it is literally perfect. It is the perfect fall day. Um, so yeah, I am going to probably watch that this evening. I have a friend coming over later to go on a walk. We're probably going to walk to Starbucks and she'll tell you what she's reading. And yeah, so I'm gonna start off with a perfect book considering that the Great British Baking Show is coming back and it just got released to me on Libby and it is The Golden Spoon. I'm so freaking excited. I'm gonna read that on my Kindle. Um I have been waiting for this book for a while and it literally came on the perfect week. On the perfect week because I've heard that that book is a combination of The Great British Baking Show and Knives Out, which I love both of those things. Not necessarily Knives Out, but I love a good mystery. So, yeah. I was also reading The Last Word by Taylor Adams and I got to 17% last week and it was actually kind of scaring me because I love mystery, but nothing a little bit too scary and creepy. Um so yeah, we might revisit that later on today, but I think I'm definitely going to start with The Golden Spoon and see how far I get with that. Let you guys know how I'm feeling. And then some other things that we have are Iona Iverson's Rules for Commuting. I started this a few weeks back and I might try to dip back into it. Um this is kind of more of like a bright, sunny read, so it's not entirely like fall vibes to the max, but we might try our hand at it again just because it is cozy and it is like warm and uplifting. So I think I need a little bit of that in my life. And then at some point this weekend, I might also get into Family of Liars. So I'm pretty excited about that. I'm pretty excited about that because We Were Liars changed my life as a kid and ready to see, ready to revisit that. I'm ready to revisit that world, see why I liked it so much, see if I still like it, and yeah, see the little origin story of the Sinclair fam. So that's what we're working with this weekend. I'm gonna see if I can get through those four, three. We'll see. I'm gonna mood read my way about this. I'm gonna get cozy. I'm gonna start reading. I'll check back in with you guys in a little bit. Oops. Alrighty, we just walked 2.24 miles to Starbucks, and
finally made
got our chais and our free
go.
cake pops, because our first round of chais right there tasted a little watery,
just a bit,
to say the least. There's something missing, but we're gonna walk back another 2.24 miles, and we're gonna hang out here and talk books. And Mia is
I'm currently reading Yours Truly by Abby Jimenez, and so far so good. I'm in the very beginning of the book, but it's really cute so far. It's very focused on mental health, which is good. I like that aspect, so it's relatable for me. But so far so good. I think I'm gonna end up possibly a 4-star, so we'll see.
Okay, sounds good. Mia's also a reader.
Is it good?
These are good. They're so moist.
I've never had a cake pop.
I think you'll like it.
Okay.
It's like the perfect amount, because I don't like big slices of cake. So it's a perfect size. Hi guys, I am just checking in. I finished up on my walk with my friend Mia. We walked to Starbucks, we had a couple of iced chai lattes, and then started heading back, and it got really dark really fast. We were honestly walking in the pitch black dark for a good bit, and it was a little bit creepy. But that's why it's good to have friends that are aware of things like time and daylight and things like that, because she was like, we should probably go, and I just hadn't even thought about it. But yeah, it was really fun, and we talked books, and we talked about a lot of things, but we did talk a lot about books today, so that was fun. And I just got back, I had some pasta, and I am going to try to get to the 50% mark of the golden spoon. I am on the 25% mark according to Kindle, and I have a lot of thoughts so far. I'm really enjoying it, and yeah, I'm probably just gonna cozy up, read for a couple hours, throw on the Great British Baking Show on the background, and the vibes are gonna be immaculate, and I'm so excited. So yeah, once I get to the 50% mark, I will do a proper check-in about my thoughts on the book. So let's go. Oh my god, hi. I am beyond exhausted. I was hoping to get halfway through the book by the end of the night, but it's 11:30. I haven't been sleeping well the past 2 days, and I've made it 43%. So, we'll consider that we'll consider that successful. I can barely talk, I'm slurring my words. Um, I have a lot of thoughts so far. I'm really enjoying this book. It is literally to a T like watching the Great British Baking Show, right down to what the hosts say, what the bakers in the tent say, like the setting, the estate like that they're on reminds me of the setting of the Great British Baking Show. Literally everything. Sometimes when I read this book, I'm almost picturing it in the UK and like that the people have British accents, but they don't. They're American. It takes place in Vermont, I believe. But yeah, so far we're almost halfway through, and a lot of it is still being set up. It's very much a cozy mystery vibe if you take into consideration that the Great British Baking Show, it's a cozy show, and even in this book they talk about how this show, which is called Bake Week, is supposed to be a cozy show. So it's like a cozy mystery, but curious to see just like how deep the actual mystery thriller aspect is going to go because so far we don't know too much. The beginning of the book sort of gave us a hint as to like what's going to happen, but there was a lot left unsaid. So a lot of this so far has been getting to know the characters and the bakers and the like hosts of the show, which has been cool. I'm enjoying it. It makes me so hungry. It makes me visualize everything, like picturing all the food and all the desserts, and it just, ugh, I love it. It's such a cozy vibe, and it's funny too because it's like a mystery book, but I feel happy reading it. I don't know. But the characters so far are really interesting. I have a lot of thoughts, and I've been reading thriller and mystery for a while now, and it's just so interesting how all of the characters always sort of have something going on in their mental state or in their lives that make them vulnerable. And it's just funny how that works. And I guess it just sets them up to be in the position to experience more weirdness, I guess, because maybe in their mental state, like they're able to like see and notice things that maybe they wouldn't normally. I don't know. There's a lot of things happening in the estate that they're staying at, like little small details that they focus on that you're like, well, does that mean anything? I don't know. But in a thriller book or a mystery book, even the smallest little details of something being off or not being right alludes to, okay, something's going on, which is really interesting. But yeah, like sometimes it'll be like, well, there was a small crack in the wall, and it's like, I got cracks all up in my walls. So, anyways, those are my main thoughts. I so far, it's just really good. I'm liking it. I'm curious to see where it goes. I don't think I have a rating prediction at this point, but yeah, did I already say we're on day 2? So they're on day 2 of Bake Week and they're making pies. Day 3 is Cake Day, and if it's a bake week, day 3 is the last day. Like there's no day 4, 5. It's just day 3, the different chapters within day 3, and then the epilogue. So something's gonna go down on day 3. So curious to see what's gonna happen, but that's where I'm at. I'm gonna go to bed tonight. I'm gonna turn in for the night, and I'm going to probably try to finish reading this at some point before tomorrow afternoon. And yeah, I'll check in with you all then. Good morning, y'all. It's Saturday morning. I am about to go to the gym and I'm gonna run like a couple of miles. I'm gonna run for a straight hour, trying to build my resistance. So we're gonna run a little bit faster than usual today. But yeah, gonna run for an hour and then come back, finish the Golden Spoon, and then probably start a new book. And then I think at some point I'm gonna go grocery shopping. So if I do that, I'm gonna take you guys, the camera, along with me. And yeah, at the end of the day, I'll give a proper check in about the end of the Golden Spoon and whatever I decided to start next. Okay, you guys, I am back from the gym. I've been back for a while and I've just been kind of reading The Golden Spoon, kind of finishing it up. I'm pretty much done. I am going to go to the grocery store before finishing it though, and then I'm going to come back and like wrap it up. Um, so yeah, I'm going to head to Fresh Market and I take you guys with me because it's always a nice, cheery, cozy vibe in there. And then I'm going to come back and I'm either going to start one of these. I'm not sure which yet. I feel like I'm leaning more towards Iona Iverson's Rules for Commuting just because it's a little bit more bright and sunny and happy. And I feel like I don't know. I'm really liking the Golden Spoon. It's not too scary. It's not too crazy, but it has. I'll get into it a little bit more in a bit when I do a proper like final thoughts on the book. But some of the topics I sort of relate to, like issues that a lot of the characters are dealing with. So it's been a little bit hard to read about in some moments, but overall, absolutely loving it. So I'll give it a proper check in just a bit, probably tonight, and then I'll check in about whatever else I started. But yeah, I just kind of like to give myself a little bit of time before I give my final thoughts so I can really marinate on the whole thing. But yeah, I've been having a good time with it. I've been having a really good time with this. So yeah, and it's a really quick read. So we'll get more into that in a bit. But yeah, I'll see you at the grocery store. Okay, hi. It's now Sunday morning. I'm about to head to church, which I'm really excited about. I've been going to this new one that I look forward to every single week now, which is such a good feeling. Um, I did not really read it all last night because I was exhausted and definitely underestimated how much I could read and edit and film and just go about kind of like regular other household things I needed to do. So props to all those YouTubers. I can see why it's a full time job. But yeah, I'm gonna have some breakfast, go to church, and then I'm gonna come back and probably read a little bit more. I'm gonna read Iona Iverson's Rules for Commuting, and I'll probably start Family of Liars just so that for my closing thoughts, I can touch on both of those and also give you my like complete thoughts for The Golden Spoon. So, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and get on with my day, and I'll probably close out the vlog by like 3 p.m. because I have Sunday night plans. But yeah, this was truly the perfect weekend to start this because I did not do a whole lot. So, it would have been crazy if I had had more going on. So, yeah, but this was super fun, and I'll check in with you guys in a few hours. This is the church fit little belt bag and platform Converse, which I didn't want to be wearing high socks with this, but every other sock comes off with them. Not my fave. Not my fave. I don't love platform Converse. I probably would never buy them again because I don't even wear them that much, and I've had them for like a few years now, but they are cute. So only for a few hours though. So hard to walk in. But yeah, this is my fit. Okay, hi guys. Not me looking incredibly disheveled for the closeout of this video, but anyways, I had just gotten back from walking my dog, so yeah, my bad. Let's carry on. I'm here to give you all my final thoughts on everything I read this weekend. I have some notes right here, and yeah, I'm gonna talk about The Golden Spoon first because that's the book that I finished, and I read it on my Kindle. If I can, what am I doing? If I can, I'll probably insert like a little picture of it somewhere because the cover is stunning. I'll tell you that. But I loved this book overall. I loved all the elements of like food, the coziness, the estate that it took place on. Like the setting was gorgeous. It had like beautiful estate grounds, that whole kind of vibe. And the mystery sort of revolved around like family history, family drama, if you will. And yeah, I really enjoyed all of the characters, and we get each of their perspectives, and I thought they were all pretty unique. They all have like a certain struggle or issue that they're going through while being a contestant on the show, and it makes them seem really relatable, but also more vulnerable. And I don't know, I feel like for being such a short read, we really got to know the characters really well, which I appreciated. And I felt like I liked most of them. I feel like I liked all of them, even the ones who were maybe not the most likable. I felt like they were well written and I appreciated the part that they played in the story. So that was pretty cool. And like I said, it moves really quickly. So if you like fast reads, it was perfect. Like I read it in, I want to say like 4 hours, 5 hours over the span of like a day and a half. So, um, yeah, so the first 50% was like pure vibes. Like you get the element of like the reality show and the cooking and the food is all super well described and you just want to eat everything and it just I felt like I was watching the show. Like literally felt like I was watching the show. It is definitely the kind of book where you could picture everything in your head. Like it paints the picture like a movie. Some books it's not like that. This book it totally is, or at least it was for me. So then after like the first 50%, the mystery aspect really starts coming together and it does involve death, which we're told right at the beginning. But there's also like the family history mystery that's going on. So there's kind of two mysteries going on at the same time. Most of the characters, like as we learn about them, you see that they kind of most of the characters have some sort of motive relating to one of the two mysteries, which I don't think I've read a mystery book like that, honestly. I think my overall rating is a 4.25. I give it a 4.25, and I'll let you guys know now kind of like what I feel like lowered the rating for me a little bit. So I feel like the very last page sort of confused me with how it ended. Um, the ending was wrapped up really well, but the last the last page itself seemed kind of weird. Like I read it twice and I was like, am I supposed to be getting something here? Like and honestly, I don't know if I was meant to, but I'll go on Goodreads and check out what other people said about that later, but it just everything was finalized really great, but the last page just threw me off. I don't know why. I don't know if there was something I was missing or what, but there is also a trope in there that I don't like when it happens and when it happens without consequences or acknowledgement of said thing, said action being not okay. In this book, this action, if you read it, you'll kind of understand what I'm getting at, I think, but it had no explanation of it being like an unfair situation to be placed in for one specific character. I'm honestly I'm honestly still iffy about that. I don't know. Overall, I loved it. It was like the perfect fall read. It's perfect if you love like vibes, mystery, thriller, and it just really paints a picture in your head and it's cozy and most of the characters were likable in my opinion. So for that, I give it a 4.25. Highly recommend. And I am a picky reader. That is one thing I will say. It is hard for me to like books. So I loved it. And now I'm going to move on to Iona Iverson's Rules for Commuting, which I started and I got to page 110. So this book is by Claire Pooley. The cover is adorable. I absolutely love this cover. Like, I love when you can kind of tell who the characters are and what they're doing in this bright yellow. It's just so nice and so fun. But this book is lit fic, and it kind of apparently is supposed to give similar vibes to Anxious People, and Eleanor Oliphant is completely fine, which I really did enjoy that book. But basically, it's kind of like slice of life, and it's about a group of characters who all have the same morning commute, and they're all kind of outcasts, like in some unique way, which is cool. And Litfic kind of lends itself to discuss different topics, and considering the different characters, I'm curious to see what other topics will be explored because I'm gonna be real right now, I can't entirely tell. And I'm a decent bit in at this point. But we do also get chapters focused on each of the characters and their storyline, which is nice. But I think so far it seems like it's going to be found family, and I think there's like a romance subplot weaved into it. So yeah, I'm not fully invested right now. I'm predicting I'll give it like a 3 stars probably. I'm gonna like flop the book for. I don't. This camera's weird. Not camera. The mic is weird, but I feel like it's helpful because there's constantly a lot of other noises going on around me. But anyways, this book is literally like floppiness perfection, and I know fellow readers, some people really enjoy that, and I honestly enjoy it. You can like bend it back without ruining the book, which is it's brilliant. It's perfect. Like the spine doesn't bend. It's it's insane. So yeah, very satisfying. I'm curious to see where else it goes. Honestly, Litfic is kind of slice of lifey, so I don't have like huge expectations for it to be super like fast paced and you know do all these crazy things. But I do appreciate when Litfic has topics that I find important and they discuss those topics. But so far, I can't really I can't really tell what any of those are. One of them I'm like, okay, are we kind of getting into like ageism and discussing age and um but I can't tell. I can't tell yet. I'm on page 110. I will put my Goodreads down below so you can follow me, and when I finish, I will give it a rating. So if you care to see that, then I'll go ahead and put my Goodreads down below in the description. But basically, yeah, I didn't get to any other books. So let me know if you like this video, and I'll keep making more. It was just a busy weekend, just with a book and a half, not even a half, like a book and a third. It was really busy, but this was really fun to make. So yeah, I hope y'all enjoyed, and hopefully I'll see you guys in another video. Goodbye.